Do you ever wonder what's the difference between my intuition and wishful thinking? When is it my higher self or my soul speaking to me, or is it my personality? Or is it really intuition versus anxiety? Have you ever been in a situation where something just felt off, but you couldn't put your finger on exactly what it was? Or maybe you had a conversation that raised a red flag within you, but you weren't sure if your reaction was based on wisdom or maybe paranoia. How can you tell the difference between intuition that's guiding you towards your higher good, your highest good, or anxiety that is hijacking your brain? Keep watching to learn the difference between responding from the perspective of your higher mind or soul self, or from your limited mind or personality self, and why both are so important. It's common to blur the lines between the grounded and conditioned aspects of our personality and the ethereal and divine essence within us. But I'm here to help clear things up for you. Today, we're going to explore distinguishing intuition from anxiety. Is your inner voice leading you towards your best interest or holding you back? Balancing both realms, finding out why it's crucial to embrace both aspects of yourself for a fulfilling life experience. And practical energy mastery, a guided meditation and process to hone your sensitivity to these nuances and empower your decision making. So let's dive in. Before we get into this exploration, I just wanted to say that at the outset, of course, all aspects of you are valuable and absolutely necessary for you to operate in this world. So please resist the temptation of assigning greater value to the higher or broader non-physical aspects of yourself than you do the more limited or conditioned aspects of your personality. Both are necessary. You need access to your personality self, which is motivated by avoidance of pain and attraction to pleasure, in order to ensure your physical survival in this world. And you need access to your divine self in order to be able to experience the depth of pleasure and enjoyment. The depth of enjoyment that you are capable of receiving and experiencing, and attaining the full realization of who you are as a human being. So, intuition or anxiety? Intuition and anxiety are two radically different vibrations. Both register as a strong emotion, but only anxiety is accompanied by inner turmoil, mental chatter, and tension, because anxiety is not actually an emotion. It is a suppression of fear and worry, and then it leads to anxiety. So of course, fear and worry never feel good. It's a very low vibration, whereas intuition is a high vibration. It's a high emotion. Two very, very different vibrations. Anxiety produces psychological symptoms like shallow breathing, a rapid pulse, even muscle tension, and a feeling of uneasiness. Anxiety stems from the mind's tendency to overthink and to catastrophize everything. Intuition, on the other hand, is a quiet knowing without the anxious mind. And rather than ramping up your nervous system, intuition often brings on a sense of clarity and peace and calm. You can't force intuition. It's all about allowing, not striving. Like tuning into radio frequencies, we have access to various vibrations in the universe. When feeling anxious, remember, the intelligence is still there, you're just not in range to receive it. You're not in alignment with that frequency. So next, I'm gonna lead you and talk a little bit about how to actually access your higher self in this experiential process that will give you a greater understanding of each of the different layers of your being. I ask that you approach this process with curiosity and with an open mind, and be open to experiencing a shift in perception. So today we are talking about our higher mind. And what is our higher mind? So for those of you that have been in Quantum Energy Mastery, have gone through the Quantum Success Coaching Academy as a coach or for personal development, there's different aspects to our third dimensional personality. And it doesn't mean that because it's third dimensional is bad. Our personalities are great. We have our preferences, we have our own tastes, we have our own ideas, our desires, and the desires may be similar, like maybe you want to attract a partner, or you want to get a new vehicle, you want to move into a new location, or you're wanting to get a dog. I mean, whatever it is that you're wanting to experience in life, start a new career, start a business, take advantage of an opportunity that's happening, and being able to walk into those things feeling full of faith and confidence, feeling alignment. And from that alignment, then taking momentum, like I wrote about in Quantum Success. So opening up our higher mind, you think of it as different levels of beingness. And the first level is the third dimensional level. It's the personality level. Now, the lowest part, and again, not meaning bad, but the lowest part, that's where people call the ego. Well, the ego is all of the personality. And there's a reason we were created to have an ego. So anything that was created that is universal, we might as well lean into it instead of trying to resist it because it exists. Our ego is, like I said, what makes me different from somebody else. I always like to think of ourselves as like lots of octopuses, right? But how an octopus has, is that eight legs? Wait, is that enough? You get the picture, right? You got the octopus with all of its legs, right? Well, like the octopus part of it is the source, and then each one of us are like an extension of the divine, each having our own unique experience, but still part of the collective and the whole. And so that's important to understand, that this divine that I'm breathing, that's breathing me, that I'm co-creating with, I have unique choices, preferences, things that I enjoy, things that light me up that might not light somebody else up. And those, when we follow that inspiration and we follow that as a partnering, willing participant in co-creating, that also is still our personality. We have free will. So everything that's our free will and our consciousness, what we say, what we think, what we feel, what we perceive, what we believe, and the actions that we take, that's what we really have control of. And that's everything, because we create from those things, from all of those things. And so the lower self, or the personality self, yes, can get into a place of pockets of not feeling good, or having, moments that we get pulled back or imprinted on. And those moments can either support us moving forward into our now and into our future, or they limit us. So that'd be like the lowest of lows, the parts of us that are limited, that aren't really us, but have been trained or programmed. And we, as from a higher perspective meaning, the personality self that is open to light, that is open to healing, that is open for a shift, that is open for a different experience, that is open to taking responsibility so that you create your own reality. We create our own reality, whether we know it or not, but to do it deliberately. And that then brings us up into our higher mind, or there's lots of different ways to say that, into the soul self, out of the limited self, into the expanded self, into the God self, the light self. Lots of different ways of expressing it or explaining it. So I just wanted to, before we go into the process, give some of the qualities, the differences between, say, the soul self or the higher mind self. So it's like on the first level, you have the personality, you have the human being part of us. And then you have the higher mind part of us that still gets to be a human being. We don't want to not be a human being and be in meditation all the time and not live life. Or you could, that's a choice too. There's no judgment on that. But if you're like me, I want to experience. I'm a mom. I want to travel. I want to have nice dinners with my husband. I want to see a good soccer game with my son. I want to, invest in things that like delight me. I want to have great connections with friends and all of you. And I want to be able to be of service in light. I don't want to be just in this higher connected place where I'm not bringing that higher connection into my physical light experience, into my physical life experience. And that's what it's really there for, is that all of the resources in the universe as that, source, and then as that tentacle down becomes our unique experience. And when we're turning upward to that higher light, to that higher awareness that I am supported and I'm loved and I'm abundant and I'm success and I'm well and I'm whole, which is our divine design. Again, all this is covered in quantum energy mastery. Those of you that have taken it, review those again. It's all in there. So that feeling of I'm aligned, and those qualities of alignment and how you know whether you're connected to your higher mind or your soul, I'm just going to go through a few of those right now, because the awareness of when you're not is just as important as the awareness of when you are. Because when you have the awareness you're not in alignment or you're not connected to the higher perspective or the higher mind, then that's where we can get into the drama triangle. That's where we can get into conflicts. That's when we push against, contrast and resist the contrast. One of the things that as a soul self and in our higher mind connected as a personality to the soul self, to that higher perspective of who we are, one of the things that we do for ourselves is self-love, self-care. And one of those aspects is honoring our own time, honoring our own worth. And when we don't honor our own time and our own worth, because the soul looks at us and everything above as this, we're the star. We're the one that's here, each one of us. And so all of this support energetically, guide-wise, higher mind-wise, energy-wise, is all available for us. And so when we're honoring by saying, that doesn't feel good to me, I don't want to do that. By honoring that, you go ahead, I'd rather have a quiet night to myself. Or, you know what, you want a quiet night to yourself? I feel like going and getting rowdy, so I'm going to go out. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go kick up my heels. When you're honoring your own time, what you enjoy doing, when you allow yourself to prefer, when you're focused on what you want and not what you don't want, then you're in that soul space. Another aspect of being in soul or the higher mind is giving and receiving freely. Really feeling that, I don't need to hold back because I have all the resources in the world. All this say love. Love is available to you and me now and now and now and now and now and now. It's available always. And it's a choice to connect with the love, that infinite love, like the council talks about. And what they say every time they return or depart from my physical body is that we are infinitely loved. Now, if we just allowed ourselves to believe that a little bit more today, letting ourselves open to receive that even more, and then give out from that space, not to rescue, not to do everything for everybody else, but from a place of feeling full within yourself, letting yourself receive the light, letting yourself receive that energy.
and then giving it away. But when we close down, we're not open to receive. That's when we're being in our lower self versus our higher mind. Obviously, another aspect of this is opening up our heart. Allowing ourselves to feel compassion gets us out of those lower imprinted places and allows ourselves to have an open heart, to even open our heart to the compassion if we're noticing something that doesn't look good or hear good, sound good, or feel good. It's like you're opening up your heart instead of constricting in. And where we feel like we are closing our heart down, that's not the higher mind. That's not the higher self. That's the personality self. That's that reptilian, think of a turtle. They hear something and then they go, they totally go into their shell. And that's just so natural for them. They don't have to think about it. And we used to have tortoises in the other house when the boys, and turtles are actually very fast when they're going inside. Like they're quick, right? But when they walk and eat and do other stuff, they're super slow. But when they are in preservation mode, like a deer, all of a sudden the deer could hear something and it takes off. Right? Or like a dolphin in the ocean, they could see you and then boom, they're like, there's no way. That thing is so like it's miles away now, right? When it pops back up. So they have that very animal, which we obviously all do too, that part of our brain where we get into this place of self-preservation and we close down. But when we do that, it's important to know in that moment when we do it that we can always come back open. Wherever we have closed down our hearts, we can start to open up our heart again. I like to give this example. I'm going to soccer weekend this weekend with Maxim. And, it's like sitting at a soccer game when a ball is coming at you, right? And you go like this, right? You go to protect yourself if the ball's coming right at your head, or, you might catch it, or, you might. I did one of those one time and all the moms were like, what the hell? Because it was like the Matrix, because I could see it coming at me and I could feel energy. And so I just kind of leaned over a little bit and the ball like went by and they were like, oh, but it's like if the ball's coming at your head, you go like this. But when the threat is over, you put your hands down. But we don't do that energetically a lot of times. We go, oh, threat, like the turtle. And then we forget to come back out. So opening up your heart allows you to connect with your higher mind and your soul. Last thing I want to say before I bring in the council and really activate this is part of the mind. Because remember, we have 4 bodies. We have our physical body, which most of us know, right? I'm a physical body, right? I am a woman. I have a body. Well, we also have a mind. That's our second body. It's our mental body. And that sometimes we can get stuck up in that thing and we don't even realize we have a body. We could, we could just eat and eat and eat until we're stuffed, or we could just we're so in our mind that we forgot that we ate, right? It's like the mind can take even over the body and we could feel very stuck and very spiraling in the mental body. Well, the mental body, we have this, again, this mind. Some people want to get rid of it and kill the ego. And how do you quiet that, wrestling mind and that wandering mind? Well, you don't. You have to flow with it. You have to engage with it. Know that the creator who created each of us gave us a mind, and that's part of our bodies. So we have the physical body. We have even, the heart, right? The soul, where the energy comes out. This opens and allows in, it's a big chakra, it allows in energy. We have the physical body, we have the mental body, and in the mental body, we either expect the best to happen or we're worrying that the worst will happen. So think about that, because when you're in that joyful expectancy, like we wrote about in, let's see that, in the desire factor, It's joyful expectancy. You're expecting the best to happen. You're focusing on the outcome that you actually want and desire. You're expecting it joyfully. When you're going on a trip or you're going to be doing something, there's something that's coming ahead. Maybe you got someone that's coming to visit you as a relative, or you're going to a concert, or you have a class coming up, or you're going to go get a massage. I know on like Fridays I'm always like, because it's my massage day, and it happened to be yesterday. So yesterday I was like that because of my massage. It's something I look forward to. It's a joyful expectancy of something pleasurable about to happen, instead of where most of it gets stuck. And this is where we are not in our higher mind. We are in our lower limited mind when we are worrying that the worst is going to happen. Now, let's pause for a second, because this is important to understand. We have our mental body, and our mind is designed to keep us safe, to keep us comfortable, to make sure there's no danger up ahead. So your mind is not the bad guy. Your mind, because it's worrying the worst will happen, we can get that information about, okay, this could possibly be in the quantum realm of all that could possibly happen. Yes, this is the worst case scenario. And even still, if that happened, there's a solution. There's a way out. There's a choice. And then you come into your higher mind by going, okay, let me have compassion by worrying. Let me let go of the worry. Let me process it through my emotional body. So physical body, mental body, focusing on what to expect, and the emotional body, where you are open to receive good feelings, where you feel good, where you're focusing on the feeling, the why of what you want. Why do even any of you want to open up to your higher mind? Why do any of you want to connect more with your soul self? Because it feels good. It's natural. It's like a clicking into place when we're in our higher mind or connected to our soul self, we feel the flow that's available to us. So just these different, these qualities also are about how we attract things. We attract things from an open heart, and we repel things from a closed heart. So when we are realizing that we're in fear, we're in worry, it's not the time to persecute ourselves or to beat ourselves up. It's actually time to go, oh, all right, I'm worrying. My mind is focusing on that. I'm on a street corner with a shopping cart and I look cold. All right, like that kind of like, wow. All right, well, that's the worst case. So then what would be the best case? Entertain it. Entertain your mind going, all right, if that is the worst case, that's pretty bad. Okay, that's the Chicken Little, the sky is falling stuff. It's like, thank you for sharing that with me. That never happened. It probably never will, but thanks for letting me know what's a possibility of what not to do. So we're going to focus now on the best things, expecting the best thing to happen. What would be the best supportive, loving, well-being part of this part of my life? What would I love to create? What do I want my mental body focusing on? And then energizing it with the higher mind. And that's what we're going to do right now, because it's not just a pink, I opened it up. I'm in my higher mind. What do we do with it? How do we partner with it? So Council's going to take us each through that process to be able to really feel those different qualities of the soul versus the personality, or even the limited personality, because personality is not all bad. It's who we are. It's our role in this little playground, like we're the puppet. This is the personality we have. Don't try to change it. There might be extreme parts of personalities, and learn how to balance some of those. And that's what we're doing here, because when you connect, when you align with your higher mind, you have a higher perspective and you have more openness to those higher supports and to that higher energy. And it's a totally different life experience down here or in here, or however you want to up here, whatever you want to think of it, in these physical third dimensional suits that we're in. for a period of time. Closing your eyes and focusing on the interior part of your being. So just taking a nice deep breath in and releasing your breath. And just let's take just a few on your own. Deep breaths in and out. Remember, there was a Big Bang Theory show where Sheldon was trying to learn how to meditate, and the tape he was listening to said, "Now breathe in." He took a breath in. He said, "Now breathe out." And he goes, "Yeah, I didn't see that coming." So breathe out. Remember to breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And letting yourself feel your four bodies. Feel yourself. Give attention to your whole entire physical body, from the top of your head to the very tip of your head, to your elbows, to your hips, to the back of your legs, to the back of your knees, to the front, to all the way down your feet, your toes. And just let yourself feel the pulsation, the life force that's already happening. There's no efforting. It's just naturally just happening as you're sitting here. The life force that is keeping you alive, that is beating your heart. You're not having to do that. The part that is pulsating the blood, the lungs that are going in and out, every single system in your body right here and now, working together. Everything, like a perfect Swiss watch, just perfect timing and just perfect calculations and perfect movement and flow. Just a synergistic, well-oiled machine of just every system divinely designed and created, literally. No bad manufacturing here. It's all made in total perfection. Just let yourself feel the gratitude for that life force that is breathing you. And feel yourself melting away any resistance to that higher energy. Letting any in your awareness, any tightness or tension that you have in your body, just imagine that it's like a candle wax, just melting away, just draining away. Or you could see it like an Alka-Seltzer, just dissolving. Or the image of like a bath bomb and dissolving in water, just fizzling away. Letting yourself have more focus and attention right now on your life force and the light. Notice within even your heart center, the fire, the light, the spark that never goes out, because it's the soul spark. As long as you are alive, you still, no matter how late you think it is or how old you might think you are, how young you might think you are, that spark, as long as you are breathing, as long as you are taking breath, that evidence, that energy, that's your divine life partner. Feel that light sparking up and opening up, so much so that it's in your heart, letting your heart just start to melt away any resistance and allowing any place where you've been containing, like being that turtle or holding up your hands to protect yourself from that soccer ball. Imagine that you're just putting your hands down. You're just coming out. You're opening up the shades, opening up the windows. You're just opening up. And in that opening up, feel yourself opening up to the higher frequencies, the higher energies, bringing in the energy of compassion, a nice soothing energy, like you're being wrapped in a beautiful towel coming out of a swimming pool, or a beautiful blanket when you're cold. Just that really satisfying feeling, like you've been skiing, you come back into the lodge, you get a hot cocoa and you sit your butt next to the fire, and that feeling. Just let your body, whatever that is for you, feel that sensation of just letting go of any of those parts, just for the time being, that need that attention, any of the body parts, tightness, tension, just saying hello to them and letting them release as you also focus on the light and your heart opening up. So you're changing the energetic dynamics within your own container right now, just by focusing on the light, letting the light open up, letting your heart open up, and feel as if your soul's light, like a huge, enormous orb of light, above you, below you, in front of you, behind you. Imagine that you are in this bubble of your soul's light, just allowing yourself the awareness of the light of your soul. Really good. And let your mind even open up, letting yourself open up to the insights, turning your focus and attention of your mind up to, I have a partner, and this partner is infinite. And I have resources, and these resources, this source is infinite. And just letting yourself feel that, bringing that in, and letting yourself just explore all those parts of your body. The higher mind, your mind focusing on light, sparks that higher mind. So by focusing your mind on opening up to light and feeling as if light is pouring down into your mind, and letting your mind expand, letting light, like a beautiful projector of light, let your mind project into the inner screen of your mind. You, connected, settled, open-hearted, expecting joyful experiences, expecting pleasure, as well as bringing your focus and your attention all the way down into your belly and filling up with either compassion energy or something better. Joy, freedom. Breathing in and breathing out, and enjoying that space in light. And take a nice deep breath in and let it out. And for this one, if you do lay down, I really recommend that you sit up, because we are going to be connecting with our higher selves, and you'll see why in a little bit. So if you can sit down instead of lying down for this meditation, so that your spine is straight up and down as you are breathing in light, that would be great. So take another deep breath in. Let it out. Find that comfortable position that really allows you to feel relaxed. Have your spine upright, your arms at your side, your legs on the floor. And take another deep breath in, and as you do, surround yourself with light, calling light to you right now until you are bathed in a radiant, glowing light. And you're relaxing now deep within. Deeper and deeper within, you're relaxing, going within. And as you relax even more, pay attention to your breathing. Putting your shoulders in a position that allows your chest to be open. Start to feel that sense of confidence within you. Your heart is open and expanded. Really imagining your heart opening and becoming ready, opening to be ready to receive the energy of your higher self. And begin to relax your body, putting awareness on your feet. Feel your connection to the earth and really relax your feet. Just with your intention to do so, asking your body just to let go and relax. Now relaxing your legs, Adjusting your legs so that you are feeling very comfortable and the energy can freely flow through your legs. And adjusting your thighs and your hips so that you're comfortable and relaxed, so that your energy may flow up and down your spine. You might imagine each vertebrae of your spine lining up, one stacked on top of the other, adding light in between each vertebrae, and a clear flow of energy up your spine. And imagine that you're creating lines of light throughout your body, lines that surround and connect all the cells, all the atoms, so that you're building a body that can hold and contain more light. So take another deep breath in right now and letting it out. With each breath, you are bringing in a high, refined energy. And breathe a full breath into your upper chest. You may even want to put your hand on your upper chest and feel your breath expanding your chest each time you breathe. Go ahead and do this several times. As you do, imagine more light coming in. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out energy you do not want. And just notice as you do this, you may want to adjust the back of your head and neck so that more energy can come in and through in that area. And adjust your posture now, relaxing even more. Letting your arms and your hands relax. Your neck is relaxed. The muscles around your eyes and your jaw are relaxing. Your energy is flowing, it's smooth, it's harmonious, and it's flowing all throughout your body. Your own high, beautiful energy. And you're going upward now. Imagine lifting upward into a higher state of consciousness. And your energy is coming together at a very deep level. Your thoughts are clear. You're calm and relaxed. You're harmonizing all of your energies. Your mental, your emotional, and physical energies are flowing and harmonized. And as they become harmonized, you're awakening your spiritual body, creating around you a spiritual shimmer that is you, a shimmer of your higher self. And as you do that, you're taking on a high, fine vibration of clarity and harmony that really allows you to be your higher self. Again, noticing your breathing into your upper chest. Practice breathing into your upper chest a few times, expanding and opening your heart as you do. Now breathe into your abdomen several times. Feel the energy moving in this area rather than your upper chest. With your diaphragm. Feeling your belly breathing, moving up and down. And now breathe into your upper chest and your abdomen together, taking a very full breath and letting it out all the way out. Do this a couple of times, really allowing your breath all the way in, your life force into your body. And you're now using your breath to go higher. Today you stop throughout the day and take a few deep breaths in, letting more energy flow into your body. And you are now ready to meet and merge with your higher self. So start by imagining that you are being joined by many high beings, and you are sitting around in a circle with them. They're all sitting around you. So imagine that you are in the center of a circle of all these high beings. You are being surrounded in light. This is a very special moment. Seeing all the beings surrounding you, supporting you, loving you, and sending you light. And as this happens, you're going to meet your higher self. Off in the distance is a glowing light that is approaching you. This is your higher self. You can imagine your higher self looking any way that you choose that comes to you in your mind. As your higher self approaches you, you can feel love radiating from this amazing, magnificent being. This is the love that your higher self has for you, embracing you with love. Your higher self is always radiating love and unconditional love for you, and open to receive it. Open your heart, breathe it in, allow. Feel it coming in just as you would a breath into your body. Your higher self is the wise, all-knowing life force part of you. It knows who you are and why you're here. It works in the world of essence beyond form. And as you become your higher self, you'll realize that you have a much greater being, a much greater awareness than just your physical senses. So imagine now that your higher self is standing right in front of you. You are now meeting your higher self. Sit for a moment and greet your higher self. Feel its love and let it come closer to you. And as you do, let your higher self adjust your energy in ways that will assist you in becoming and merging with your higher self, so that your physical body can take on and resonate with that higher vibration. Feel the lines of light coming to you from your higher self. As these lines of light touch you, your vibration increases. All of your energy is becoming very balanced, very flowing, very harmonious. Your breathing lifts you higher. Your emotions are calm, clearly reflecting the higher planes of reality in your mind and in your emotions. And your higher self is making all of your energy patterns more beautiful. You're becoming more radiant, more sparkling, more full of light. Feel your higher self embracing you with love and light. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to merge with your higher self. The high beings who are sitting around you are now sending you energy to make this merging more complete, to make it easier. And your higher self is now beginning to merge, merging the molecules and atoms of its body with your body. So allow yourself to visualize your higher self coming either through the top of your head or just physically moving into your body to becoming one. It's beginning to stimulate your atoms and molecules to a higher frequency, letting yourself merge as if you're reclaiming a part of yourself, becoming whole and complete. The merging is continuing, and all the high beings around you are sending you energy and love. And just let this merging be as complete as possible right now. And know that every time you do this merging, you will have even deeper and even more parts of your brain and mind will awaken. Just the right amount of light that's perfect for you right now is being broadcast to you, is being held in your physical body. Really allow your higher self to adjust your posture so that you're now sitting as your higher self. And I'm now speaking to you as your higher self. You and your higher self are now one. So as your higher self, adjust your posture and your breathing to allow a greater flow of energy and light in your body. Adjust your shoulders to reflect wisdom and confidence. And feel your heart, the heart of your higher self. What facial expressions do you use as your higher self? You are the wise master now, a source of wisdom. You have all the answers for you inside of yourself. And you're going to give yourself advice as your higher self.
You, as your higher self, are a wise teacher and consultant. You may want to speak out loud as your higher self, if you're able to do that, as I ask you questions. Or you may want to receive the answers mentally or write them down. We're going to start asking you questions and just allow whatever comes into your mind, just trusting. This is a new skill set, a new way. Just trusting whatever comes in, and however, whatever medium, if you need to speak it out loud to yourself, write it down, feel free to do so. So as your higher self, give yourself advice on what is the most important thing you are doing with your life right now for your higher purpose. What would you, as your higher self, like to put even more attention on to create even more of in your life that is your higher purpose? So what would you like to put more attention on, create more of in your life that is in alignment with your higher purpose? And as your higher self, what are you doing now that is adding the most light to your life and the life of others? And how might you increase the amount of light that you add to the world and to your own life? If there's a situation in your life that you'd like guidance about, as your higher self, the wise and all-knowing, give yourself advice on this situation. And if some of the answers are not coming to you now, know that they will as you're walking about your day, even in your dreams. You could be vacuuming and having this stream of consciousness. You could be doing something and all of a sudden you receive an insight, an impulse. You can receive a picture. When you start asking and getting in the receptive mode, you will receive the answer. So as your higher self, is there any other messages that you'd like to give yourself right now, to give your everyday self? Do so now. And just feel yourself growing lighter and lighter as your higher self continues to merge with you. Thank your higher self for this opportunity. Feel the newness of this relationship. Feel the completeness of who you are right now. You have the ability to be your higher self all the time. All you need to do is to think of your higher self and request that connection be strengthened. So I'm going to ask that you start to gently and easily come back into the room. As you come back as your higher self, living the rest of today as your higher self, coming back gently and easily. And I'm just going to give you your affirmation for today. I also have it in the post, but my higher vision is becoming clearer. I know who I am. My higher vision is becoming clearer. I know who I am. So for some of you, you might have not received any information from your higher self, but just know that as you continue to repeat the affirmation in your mind, in your heart, in your power center, a higher vision is becoming clearer. It must be so. I know who I am. So have a wonderful, amazing day. Thanks so much.
So, now that you've had a more in-depth understanding of the different aspects of your being, it's my hope that you gain greater fulfillment and enjoyment from your life experiences. The goal is not to spend our lives running around like a chicken with its head cut off, focusing only on survival. And neither is the goal to remain in meditation all day long, communing only with our higher self. The idea is to blend both dimensions of your being so that you can experience all the different aspects of being a parent, of traveling, of having an intimate relationship with your partner, socializing with friends, seeking out events that interest and entertain you, and being of service to others. Know that you can experience not only some, but all of these things from an aligned and connected place and enjoy your life to the fullest. From a personality perspective or a higher self perspective, here's the difference. I have been able to connect with my father on the other side. And one thing that he wants for a message to come through is that all of the stuff that he worried about and fretted about and tried to control, none of that was what's important. None of that is the higher self. You know, at his celebration of life, people were saying, oh, he was so intelligent, or he was so funny, or he was so intuitive, or he was so generous, or, you know, he was such a funny-go-lucky man, or he was the best mentor they ever had. People were saying all these wonderful things about him. Those qualities that people say that are positive are of soul qualities. And that's how we get connection with our intuition, is by expressing and aligning with those soul qualities. The rest, the worry, the fear, the things will continually, cars break down, air conditionings break down, kids grow up, kids backtalk, relationships end, people pass on. Things in life contrast that cause us to resist or to grieve. It's a process that we need to go through as human beings, but process it so that you can come back to that alignment, to who you really are, to your soul's energy, and to what feels best for you, because that's being into your intuition, and that's being connected to your higher self and your soul. I love to hear from you. Please comment below and ask your questions or share how you balance your different layers. And I'll see you soon in another video.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and this empowering process. For more, make sure to subscribe, because we have a lot more in this series. So whatever you're looking for, we've got a way to bring you back into absolute natural light and well-being.